Hi, this video is a little bit different. This is a video about the process I do or what I do to get my zines ready for a zine swap. This zine swap I'm doing is quite a large one. So on this channel I do a lot of zine reviews. I get those zines from 3 different ways. One is people send them in for review. Second is purchasing, and the third is zine swaps. Like I said, this is quite a large one, so I'm going to be doing a few different styles of zines. The first couple I'm going to do is just one-page zines. They turn into a little 8-page book, 8 pages. So let's get that started. So I'm starting with just a rectangular sheet of paper. It doesn't matter what size, you can do any size. This one is actually a B4, I think. So I start with folding it long ways, then I fold it in half, then half again, so the front cover of the zine is actually facing up. This is how I make coffee, a fanzine about coffee. This is about pour over coffee and my love and my process of making pour over coffee. So there we are, we have 8 little pieces, 8 pages, fold in half again. We have it like this, and we're going to make a cut down here. Now this is a very simple way to make a zine. This is probably one of the easiest style of zines I think you can actually make. So then we've got it like this. We've got a little map. Hello, how are you? Very easy. Fold it back in half and push it together. And then just make sure your front cover and the back cover is on top. And then fold it in half to the page size. And there we are. How I make coffee. Just a little simple zine I made. Spare time, just a bit of fun. The next one I'm going to do is actually the same style, but this is a book review I did. I read a book from a friend. It was called Dodgers by Bill Beverly. I guess it was crime fiction, but it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. It was crime fiction, but I don't know, it had some really nice elements and really quite a good story. It sort of went maybe far and beyond that I thought the story was going to go. I really enjoyed that. So if you do see it, Dodgers by Bill Beverly, check it out, or you could read my little book review of it. So once again, the same process. I folded the paper into 8 small page-sized pieces. Again, push it together and have the front cover. This one, I didn't really write enough words, so it covers 7 pages. But I usually make just little illustration zines with these little mini ones, but yeah, I thought I'd do a book review. I really enjoyed that book. And then I'm going to do one more at the moment of this style. Same process, folding in lengthways, and then find my front cover. There it is there, I think. This one is a little bit different again. All of these little mini ones I always make differently. I just do them when I've got a little bit of time at work. I will sit down and do like a sketch, and then the next day I'll do another sketch, or when I've got time I'll do another sketch. And then after a week or two has passed, I've got a little mini zine I can make of all different sketches. Hopefully they go well together. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. If they don't, I just keep drawing away and eventually I get something that sort of goes well together. Here we are, same fold again, my front cover and my back cover. And this is words to remind myself. Protect your writing time. Your story is important, share it. The world needs it. Dig deeper. Let the story continue on in the mind of the reader. Okay, so I'm all done making the mini zines. There's 7 that I've made over the course of about last year or year and a half. Landscapes and cityscapes from my mind. It's a little bit hard to see there. Coffee. This one is all about different coffee cans. Fun. The Hungry Cat. Story about the Hungry Cat. My review that I already talked about earlier. The coffee one, and different little phrases that I have, and a little one I call Quiet Time, which has just some shapes and I don't know, some imagery that I just played around with. Now on to the next ones. They're a little bit different. They're 16-page zines. I've made a video about how to make them in detail before, which I'll link down below. So I'll go over them just quickly as I make them next. All right. Yes. So we're back at it. It's another day. This is like day 3. Every morning I do like 10-15 minutes worth of sort of zine stuff, whether reading or making or reviewing. So I have my my copy of my zine, which I'm going to make now. And I just want to say that earlier in the video, or the other day, I said about these mini zines, I said they were like a B4 size or something. I made a mistake. These are actually of a B5. That's what size these are. And this one is actually a B4 size. So let's go ahead and make it. So yeah, like I said, also the video I made for these, I'm going to link down below. I made it for my friend who runs War Glitter Zines. It's a YouTube channel and an Instagram handle. On the YouTube channel, she does zine reviews. And I thought I'd just make a little video of how I made these little 16-page zines. So it's a bit more of a detailed, it's a very detailed video of every step I go making these zines. So let's, if you want to check that out, just hit the link in the description. All right. No time to make this zine. Okay, so I've made one now. Just to give you a quick look, here we are here. So I'm just making the second one. So I'm going to just show you. I've got my B4 size. I folded it in 4 different ways each way. Like this lengthways and half again. And then I also did the same this way. And half again. So that creates our 16 little squares, which are our pages. I'm going to do the cutting. I'm going to cut in the 2 valleys. But like I said, the video I made for War Glitter Zines is much more detailed than I'm going to do here. But I thought I'd just bring you along for the ride. Just quickly cut in my 2 little valleys. Flip it around. Hold our peak. the other way just to make it easier to cut. Okay, and something that looks a bit like that. And start the gluing process. Okay. Not everyone glues every page like I do. Probably a good thing. Maybe it saves time, saves glue. Well, I think you get a better result. So I glue every page back to back, so they don't really separate. Some people just, or an easy way, I might just say, is to just glue the main pages together, the covers, the front and back covers. That will hold the zine in place. That will definitely make it easier than doing this. And definitely, like I said, make it quicker. But I want the zine to last. You know, we all want our zines to last. They're usually not the strongest thing in the world. I guess it's a little bit like people who like to sew their zines together. You know, some people say you could just use staples. Well, they like sewing it. They like the way it is, the way it looks at the end. I like to bind it by sewing it. Much like this way, I like to make this by gluing all of the backs of the pages together. But yeah, definitely if you're interested in making one of these little 16-page zines, check out the video. It's a really cheap way to make a cool zine. Why did I make it like this? I think I made it like this because I like to write stories, and by doing it this way and by working out what size to print the type, I was able to fit a 700-word story. So yeah, so both these little mini zines here, which I'm just finishing off this one now. Both these mini zines here are both 700-word stories. This is the first zine I've made for a long time. Coffee and People. There was issue number 1, and this is issue number 2. I just used a photo. It's a photo from my phone, my iPhone. I printed it at a photography photo place, like a photo developing place. I just printed it off their computer, just plugged my phone straight in, printed it off, and I was able to choose a size. So I chose like it wasn't portrait size, but it was like the smallest size they had, and it basically is about this size. I did trim it down slightly, but it did fit on this size, which is roughly 9 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. Yes, I was quite lucky. So that's how I made my first 2 zines of this series. All right. So now I'm going to make one more zine, which I'll make tomorrow. It's a different style zine. It's like a traditional style zine. So we'll get into that tomorrow. Okay, so now we're up to like maybe day 4, or day 3, day 4. But I'm just going to make a regular type of zine now. This is the final one for the zine swap. So I've got regular A4 paper, printed on both sides. So I'm just going to cut it down the middle and staple this one. So let's quickly do that. So this is the stapler I'm going to use. So I've, as you just saw, I folded it up. A5 zine. This cover was made by a friend of mine. Actually, I'll link him down below. Very, very cool cover. I showed him the story. I got him to read the story, and then he designed this from his interpretation of the story. I got my stapler. Very cool stapler. Looks like a normal stapler. It's not a long-handled stapler, but it does this. It folds out, and then it just works like a regular stapler. We're very lucky to pick up that. So let's quickly staple this together. So let's have a look at how this works. There we are, and done. So there we are. The final zine for the zine swap. What I like to do is I like to use these little plastic bags or covers, book covers, or little bags to just keep the zine in. I think that way it protects the zine a lot and helps it maybe last a lot longer. Maybe when you store it, or you just keep it on your shelf or in a little box, then it gives it a chance for the zine to last a little bit. You don't need to throw the little bag away. Just keep it in there for the next 5-10 years, and it'll be alright. So I'm all done now. I'm ready to package this up and send it off for the zine swap. I've got my 7 little mini zines, my 2 16-page zines, and my regular A6 size zine. Yeah, so this will be going off to Belgium, I think, or France, out there to complete my end of the bargain of the zine swap. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.